is your very first episode, let me just give you a quick breakdown. And what we do on this show is tell you the things that happened in the past week. The good, the bad, the ugly. A quick summary, just in case you were too busy to catch up with your daily happenings. And my ladies and I break down each specific happening to our taste. And sometimes it's even comedic. And if we feel excited, let's say we had a great breakfast, we add a bonus story. And this morning, Adrian and Neki are coming together to drop this one. Has his horse. Let's go.
I guess our bonus story. Sometime last month in the weekend roundup, we talked about how a popular OAP in the UK, Beat FM, talked about how D'banj is expecting a baby.
Yes.
And so congratulations, they've given birth to another baby boy.
Yay!
It's beautiful. Like, I love D'banj. I'm not sure I've met any person in life that doesn't love D'banj, and with the kind of pain him and his wife experienced not so long ago, this is such a breath of fresh air. It's not like one baby can replace the baby that they lost. For the fact that it did not really, a lot of marriages have ended from the death of a child. So it didn't break their marriage, and they came out stronger. And the Cocoa Master,
the Cocoa Master.
I know talking about when you said it breaks the whole family thing. I remember last year it happened in July. A lot of people went on social media and started blaming the wife, that the wife was negligent because the baby died via drowning. And a lot of people were like, she was negligent. Where was everybody?
And all that.
Mothers that used to take it. And it was a lot. And they've not been an official statement, but so far he had to go through therapy. Himself and the wife, so that they come out of that phase of losing their child stronger. So we thank God that they're celebrating with another baby boy.
Yeah, and so congratulations.
And before moving to our number 10 story, please keep your unsolicited advice to yourself. I saw a young lady telling D'banj to teach his baby how to swim. This is neither the time nor the place of the moment. Keep your smelly advice to yourself.
Don't put your mouth in people's issue.
It's enough that they're going through a lot. I don't think anybody loses a child and is happy. The coming of a new one is not even quarter of the replacement of all the things you probably have planned for that particular child and you're like expecting and all that. So don't come and give your very lousy advice to people who are happy, please. We don't need it.
We don't need it.
What she said. Now moving into our number 10 story, Nigerians have been really taken into protesting for a while now, and we're really excited. But as sad as it is for me to announce, we went out to protest something that I believe we shouldn't have, and Neki is giving us a breakdown on that one.
Alright, so talking about protests some weeks back or some months back, so he was arrested as one of the presidential candidates who wanted to be president in Nigeria, and he's so much talked about having a revolution, and he has been arrested, stayed in DSS custody for 45 days, and a few days in the week, he was charged with 7 charges, like cyber stalking, illegal money laundering.
I saw insulting the president,
and that is putting the president's life in danger and all of that. And they also said, according to DSS, he's also collaborating with the Biafra leader Nnamdi Kanu to overthrow him and the likes. And on the other hand, people are protesting about Bobrisky.
You see, let's do this. Shoye has been behind bars for roughly 49 to 50 days.
Yes.
He was supposed to be here for 45 days, and there's several counts have been placed on him. So many mad things happened this week, this month, but people's daddies left their house. We are one native to protest against Bobrisky. They were under the Nigerian Youth Council. That was what they called themselves. There was media coverage. There were placards. What Bobrisky was doing was ungodly and disgusting. Unlike economic recession, unlike Shoye behind bars, unlike PH killer, all the other things that could have been
more important things.
I don't know. I just feel like we have our priorities misplaced. It's a lot of times. Like, it's so common. And first of all, even if I don't approve what Bobrisky does, he's a human. He's first of all a human being that you get.
I think in Nigeria right now we have a whole lot more going on. I don't think that
so much is going on.
That Bobrisky is the bone of contention.
Meanwhile, Idris, if you are a serious man, woman, chick, what you should be doing right now is seeking asylum I mean, the evidence is stacked in your favor. You know, you have your birthday party that was crashed. You have an entire process against you. This is the time to secure yourself a blue passport. But you know, that's just me saying. Now, moving into the story on our number 9. This one is hilarious. Now, apparently, a pastor in Lagos was rescued by the Nigerian police and then arrested by the Nigerian police because he was masturbating in front of a woman he was supposed to be delivering. Now what happened was that according to the victim, she was in her shop when the pastor approached her and gave her some visions that were very, very correct about her life. And so he told her that he had to come out and anoint her house because she just moved into the house for, you know, Holy Ghost fire to cover her and all those other things. According to the story, when he came to her house, he wanted to anoint her private parts, and she refused to have her private parts anointed. So he told her to turn around and hold her dress so the shape of her bum would show. And so he was using his mouth to pray for the bum. So in the middle of the prayer, she turned around and saw that the anointing oil he was going to use to anoint her vagina, he's using it to anoint his phallus behind her. Basically, he was masturbating, and then when he was done, he told her that he wanted to marry her. He wanted to make love to her, so that the Holy Ghost can cover her properly. And she was like, no problem, he should come again. And then she told her neighbors. So when he came, he was beaten up by the police came to save him and then arrested him.
Oh, when the police found the story, they just couldn't take it. They saved him and arrested him.
Just when they take me to the
sir, Oga, tell us what happened.
I think they tried to just express.
But then again, they might be holy semen.
Just please don't do that. Please don't do that. No, we are not doing that. We are not doing that. No.
Please, there are people that.
There's such a thing called sexual harassment. No.
Pastor. Anyway, moving into our next story. This one is not funny. It's something that is shocking and almost tear-wrenching. And Neki is covering us all the way from the United States with the United States Marines.
All right, so sometime in this week, 13 Marines in the United States have been arrested and kept in custody for being involved in human trafficking, bringing immigrants from Mexico to the U.S. According to the Border Patrol agents, they found that some of them, they get to put the immigrants in that tank, tank, and put them in there. But sometimes they just have to check, the Border Patrol has to check versus their jurisdiction, and they discover that most of them have to pay $8,000 to be transported from Mexico to the U.S. And it's a whole lot, because they begin to discover that there are more than 13 actually, but it's just 13 so far that has been discovered.
The search for greener pastures just continues constantly, and with the kind of very strong immigration laws that the United States has, people have had to resort to very shameful things to just going to the promised land.
Promised land.
And even when you even get there, you're
not secure. You don't get the proper
have your papers.
job.
You don't have there's already the racism treatment. You
cannot even get a good job.
You can't have a good job because of probably if you're black or something, or even if you're colored. You're treated like a second class.
And then another thing is, I get that sometimes some people coming from other countries just have issues there that they're really dealing with in terms of protection and all that. But sometimes you just have to stay where you are, because
let's just thank God for life. Now, moving into our number 7 story for this week, we have the CBN new cashless policy. And it is so much, and the Adria is going to start off with the first few ones, and then we'll join her on the way.
Okay, so moving forward, some time ago, we first had the whole 5% VAT thing come in play on every online transaction, and this is going to take place next year, apparently was what they said. And then moving forward, we get to hear recently that 2% will be removed from every 500 and 1,000 naira.
Yeah,
that has your account.
Initially they were like 500,000 naira deposits that they would take 2%, and then the CBN released a communique yesterday and said that it was the excess. Like if you have 500 and 1,000, they would charge 2% from the 1,000,
which is 20 naira.
My money, why?
I don't get it. I still don't get it, because I calculated above 500,000. So 520,000 naira, you're taking 2,000 naira.
And then it gets worse. There's apparently now a 50 naira stamp on every 1,000 naira for POS transactions. So basically, if you want to put your money in the bank, you lose money. If you want to buy things online with your card, online transactions, you lose money. If you want to use the POS, you lose.
You want to
money.
use the ATM, you lose money.
And I think talking about the POS recently, I know recently people stopped doing transactions below 500 naira.
Yes.
On the POS, they started from 500 upwards, and we're not even done with that. And now 50% of POS.
I mean, technically, at the beginning of this current administration, it may feel to Nigerians that the next 4 years are going to be very trying. He wasn't lying.
But from the news that came up yesterday, I was watching the news. The House of Reps is saying that they have to suspend all of this cashless policy because of poor consultation, and that they've not been proper testing to see if it's going to be feasible.
And then the House of Representatives came up and was telling the CBN to try and suspend it and do something immediately about it, because, I mean, they've not tried it, they've not tested it, and you know, something about our country is that when you're taxing us like this, we would not feel so bad if we actually had a system, that is working. So we won't feel so bad, but we really have so much. We're talking about light, we're talking about electricity, we're talking about good roads, we're talking about, it's like when you begin to call the lists like innumerable, and then you're taking cash out of every penny that we drop, POS, online transaction, things that just make our life just a little bit easy.
Even the bank, they do their own
transaction. We have to go on a short break right now. We're going to be right back. While we're on this break, remember that 2020 is just 4 months away. Stay there. We'll be right back.
In case you thought you missed much, you've not really missed so much. We've talked about how a lot of protests have been going on concerning Bobrisky to Sowore to CBN cashless policy. A lot of things happen in Nigeria. But yes, let's say this story somewhat, I don't know, put a smile on your face or just remember Michael Jackson. Joyce has us covered it.
It put a smile on my face. Okay, so apparently since Michael Jackson died in 2009 till this very moment, reports have shown us that his estate has raked in $2 billion since he died. $2 billion. And what is crazy is that when he was alive, prior to his death, his estate was $500 million in debt. And now they've made $2 billion. Now they got some of them from selling his shares in something called EMI. They sold it for about $257 million. And then all the rights to his music and other people's music that he has rights, people like Elvis Presley, people like Ray Charles. The money just keep coming and coming. All I'm saying is that, Neki, when you die, are we going to?
Why did you shade Neki like that? Joyce, please. I feel like telling you to leave here.
You just look as if it's fine. That's money goes.
Billions in your accounts, please.
That's money goes.
Don't mind this girl.
To our story on number 5. I had to take a break for the comic relief because at number 5 I have a very shameful story. Now, a teacher was arrested in Adamawa State for raping and impregnating a 12-year-old student. Now, while we are celebrating that finally the police are doing something about it, the NUT chairman in Adamawa has come out to say that the student, who is 12 years old, and the teacher were boyfriend and girlfriend.
I don't get it.
That it was his babe. That they had been dating for 6 months. That the student is even 6 months pregnant for her boyfriend.
Is it even...
That is a teacher.
Does it even make sense that, you know, we think children are dating and it's okay that you got a 12-year-old pregnant and underage? This is beyond minor. For me, it's beyond minor.
According to him, the parents of the child are fully aware of the relationship.
Well, in the north, they support child marriage.
Yeah, and I think
they they accommodate to a very large extent, and so to them they don't see it as a problem. If probably it was in the south or something, it should have been picked up.
Yeah.
There'd be a lot of human rights.
I mean, the police arrested him, so obviously it is a problem. The police arrested him, so obviously it's a problem. All right, so moving now to the number 4 story. This one is really, really sad and heart-wrenching, and I don't have the heart to share it. But Nikki is stronger than I am, and she's going to cover us on that one.
Okay, so on this one, a young lady named Adenike, she committed suicide over the weekend due to the fact that she lost her boyfriend 3 months ago. Or true suicide as well, because he drank sniper. Now, this is the story. She is an apprentice in a tailor shop, and according to her mom went to pray in the evening on Wednesday and came back and saw her daughter lying on the ground with a bottle of sniper by her side. And then, according to the neighbors that saw her going out, she said she just wanted to go pick up something. Her mom said that months before the boyfriend died, she went to stay in another side of Lagos and said, okay, I want to learn apprenticeship job. Who are you staying with? She told her mom that that friend. Her mom said, I want to see the person you're staying with, and discovered that it was a boy and a boyfriend. And then the boy was like, I'm really interested in getting married to your daughter and the likes. And so they started planning the introduction. So within that period, the boy drank sniper, and he died.
And you know, she's probably thinking it was her fault. Probably
yes,
there was marriage pressure.
Because the boy's family started blaming her for being the cause of the death. And according to her post on Facebook, she's been talking about trauma, depression, suicide thoughts.
That's just sad and heartbreaking, because that's losing. That's too much guilt, first of all, and I just feel let's turn it down when it comes to when people make mistakes or when things happen. Really, there's nobody to blame. So let's stop putting that pressure on people and making them feel like they're under unnecessary pressure.
Society just has a way of blaming anybody.
You know, a moment ago, we're talking about the band and people just, you know, they just castigate and all that. Please, let's stop doing that. It's not nice.
I hope the families find some sort of, I don't even know,
and she's the only child.
Let's just move on. I wish we were moving on to better stories. We were moving on to even more bad news. Now, apparently this week in Liberia, an Islamic school caught on fire in the night and 27 children died. The only people that came out of the fire were the imam, a school teacher, and about 2 students. Every other person was lost in the fire.
Oh my God, that's just sad.
27 little children just died in a fire just like that. It's
heartbreaking.
It's heart-wrenching. Imagine sending your child to school and having to go and pick them up in a body bag.
Like, in a body bag.
This week has been something else. It's been so traumatic, and it just seems like even worse things are happening in the world. Now, quickly moving into the story on our number 2. I don't know if I would say this is funny or idiotic. Now, Now, a Fidelity Bank employee has just been arrested by the EFCC. Why, you ask? I'll tell you. He stole 137 million naira from one customer. Now, apparently, the guy is a sales agent in Ibadan. He's not even Jan. Apparently, the guy is a sales agent in Fidelity Bank, and he was working directly with this client. So what he does is he goes to the client's place of business or the client home and takes a bulk of cash to go and help him deposit in the bank. So what he does is he goes to the bank and creates a fake deposit slip and gives it to the man. Sometimes he deposits some parts of the money. Sometimes he will not even bother at all. Now, he has bought houses, he has bought cars, he has bought several insurance policies. A mini baller is living large. And one day the client gets his statement of account and he starts comparing it with the deposit slips that he has received and the register he keeps for the money, and did not tally. How do you steal 137 million naira and continue to stay in this country?
It's just, you know, now when you're being tricky and
how did you think you never get caught?
No, he felt it was going to continue. Something about people that indulge in all of this, they feel like it's going to last forever.
Yes.
And they feel they'll never get caught. So
he was good at hiding it, but he forgot the 11th commandment. Thou shalt not get caught.
Million naira.
He forgot the 11th commandment.
Thou shalt not get caught.
I knew you were a hardened criminal the first day I met you. Now you have convinced me beyond reasonable doubt. We don't have any time, so we're going to give you the number 1 story. This is one of the biggest stories from this week, and even some weeks back or even months. For a while ago, the Port Harcourt serial killer was on the prowl, killing several women in the same manner, taking them to hotel rooms and strangling them, tying a white cloth on their neck. But apparently the Nigerian police has assured us that there is great news, and Neki is about to tell us what news that is.
Alright, so he has been apprehended apparently, and it's been discovered that he's an ex-militant and also an armed robber, but of recent rehabilitated by a church. And he, according to his report, he says that it just comes to him to kill people. You know, and the hotel he goes to, he just use the pillowcases to tie their hands and their legs and the likes. But I think Port Harcourt can rest right now because this serial killer has been nabbed. But everybody is not really. People are still feeling like there could still be another serial killer.
Can I just?
I feel like, you know, even if there's a slight possibility there might be somebody else out there, I feel like people expect too much of serial killers. The argument that they're giving for why they don't think he's the only one, or why they think he's not the person, is that he doesn't seem smart enough, and they feel like you have to be. It's Oyibo film.
Too much criminal minds.
Too much James Bond.
Too much criminal
somebody of high
minds.
intellect to, you know, be able to get people to a room and kill them. I don't think that is the case at all. I mean, from the women that gave testimonies about the situation, a lot of them said that they know him, that they've met him on one occasion or two occasions, and he told them that he would give them 200K if they follow him to a hotel room to go and have sex. So, you know,
and the last
it doesn't even seem like he plans it.
And God helps him. The last one that happened, he went to a hotel that had a CCTV camera.
So that's why I was caught.
Who CCTV in your shop?
And then I was reading a statement, and then he wasn't just, you know, killing people, he was also robbing people at gunpoint and stealing their ATM. You know, he would withdraw their money and they would give their ATM, and then he would withdraw their cash and he would go away. So first of all, I want to be Nigerian. The devil that was pursuing you, don't know it, but the Lord has caught him.
Amen. And on that note, we're ending the weekend rundown this week. Thank you so much for joining us once again. We're so lucky to have you. We'll be here again on a Monday morning with The Breakfast Show on TSL Nigeria TV. You have been amazing. God bless you. Have yourself a lovely weekend. Bye.
Stay connected to TSL Nigeria and get updates on the go all day, every day. Subscribe to our YouTube channel on TSL Nigeria Space TV and join our online family.